demonstrated switch in the C lessons. We're going to demonstrate it in PHP. Looks exactly the same again, but this time what we're going to do, we're declaring a variable up there called mood, and we say fine, switch mood. Okay, so we put the variable name here, it's called mood, so we put it in here, and we open a curly brace here, say case happy. If mood equals to happy, do this, echo hooray, I'm in a good, and then break. That's not true. If that statement isn't true, then it will go case sad, echo oh don't be down. Okay, and then it will say break. That means it will, otherwise if neither of these two are true, then it will default result would be echo neither happy nor sad but, and it would print the content of the variable, which is fine. So it should say but fine. Okay, now you noticed what I've done is slightly different than what I showed you before. I usually put quotation marks, and then outside here I usually put concatenation, and then I put the dollar mood. Okay, like that. But I'll tell you something, it doesn't make a difference. You can actually write it within the quotation marks just like I've done here, and it will still work fine. So we don't need to do this, but I just want to show you an alternative way of presentation. So that's why I've always put the variables outside the quotation marks, and I've separated the text and I've placed it in the quotation mark, so that it does make a difference. Okay, again we break here and we finish with lesson 6. We're now gonna go and test lesson 6, so we go up there and press 6 and see what happens. Neither happy nor sad but fine. So it worked fine. So we're gonna close that off. Okay, save that, and we'll go to lesson 7 now. And lesson 7 is about the while loop. While loop is something that we covered in C programming, but we're gonna cover it in PHP as well. Here we're saying echo, and I'm using some HTML tags. The first HTML tag I've used is H2, which stands for the head. Remember I explained the head? And so we're going to use a title. We're going to put a title here, and we're going to make it bold. This is a while loop script, and we're going to close the tag again by putting the backslash H2, and then we put another backslash PB for bold, so we're closing that off. And then we have 2 line breaks, so we start 2 double lines, new lines. We set a variable called counter by putting a dollar counter equals to 1, so we're giving it, assigning the value 1, and then we say while the counter is less than or equal to 12, open, start the loop, and it says echo counter times 2. That means whatever value that is, so that's 1 times 2 is, and then we concatenate by putting the full stop here, put brackets, and inside the brackets we do an operation. We take the value of counter, multiply it by 2, and the result will be displayed here. Okay, and then we concatenate again, we start a new line. After we finish that, we go here and we say counter plus plus. That means add 1, increment by 1, and it would loop again, and it would just keep doing the test. Now counter equals 2, so continue, and it will just keep going until the value of counter is equal to 12, and it's not less than 12. That means it would exit after it goes greater than 12. It's not equal to 12 and it's not less than 12, so it will just exit. Okay, so it will go up to 12, and then when it goes up again it will be 13, and 13 is not less than 12 and it's not equal to 12, so then it will stop. So let's just see that running. I'm gonna save and got lesson 7 and put 7 up here, enter, and there you go. This is a while loop. You notice it's actually very large text there, it's a title, and 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, and so on until it reaches 12. 12 times 2 is 24. Okay, so that's lesson 7. So I'm going to close that lesson 7 off, close, and we go to lesson 8 now. Go edit, and you notice here I've started with HTML tags right at the top. I've made a head tag up there, title, which is another HTML tag, and this time I'm putting a title right at the top of the browser, so it gives us a title for loop script, and that's lesson 8. Okay, I started the body tag, and then I've opened up the PHP. Okay, so now I've started the PHP. I open it up just like that within HTML. And now that I've just written echo quotation marks H3, that means the size of the text, the size of the title. If I put H1 it will be very large, H2 is the second grade down, H3 is smaller, and it goes all the way to H7. H7 is the smallest title text, and I've put title, and I've put now I've made it bold, so title is not written, it's not bold, it's a regular sized font, and then I've made it bold here, and it says this is a for loop program, and I've closed the bold tag here, and I've closed the head title tag here. Okay, next I've started the for loop. For loop looks exactly the same like in C program. Again, you put the name of the variable equals to initial value is 1. We're assigning 1 inside here, we don't need to assign it outside, and we say that the conditions is that counter is less than or equal to 12, just like in the while loop, and we increment the counter by 1 each time it loops. Inside, after we open the curly brace, we have a print statement, which is echo counter times 2 is, and we do the operation again, counter times 2. Again, it's exactly the same line as you noticed from lesson 7. Okay, it does that, and it just keeps looping until the counter is greater than 12. It's not equal to 12, and it's not less than 12. So once it hits 13, it will stop. And let's run it and see what happens. So I've closed all the tags here. Let me just, I forgot this bit here. We forgot that. So we're gonna close that off now. Save, and I'm gonna go to here, and I'm gonna put lesson 8. Here we go. Title. This is a for loop program. That's bold. Let's change things slightly. What have I done here? I said that's bold up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close that off, H3 here, and then I'm going to close remove this bit here and see it running, see how that looks like. Save. Okay, move to the second line. Oh, but we didn't put a new line here. Okay, let's have a new line, BR, and we save here. So we'll put title is quite large, and then this is a for loop program. You just play around with the script and you learn that way a lot better. Just mess around with it. Oh, one last thing, we put the title, there's the title up there, they had for loop script lesson 8. Okay, so that's up there.